A teenage girl was found dead in the trunk of a Tesla. The owner of that car was a famous rapper named David. He was a very young artist with a bright future ahead of him. Maybe you haven't heard of him, but among rap listeners and in the US, he already had millions of fans. Today's video is going to be sort of a detective story. If you're into mystery and true crime, you're definitely going to like this one. But before I start, make sure to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. And if you're already subscribed, then turn on your universe mode, because nothing in the universe should distract you while watching this video. So, who was David? David Anthony Bjork was born on March 28, 2005, in Queens, New York. He'd always been a huge fan of anime and video games. What really changed him, and his whole world, were his last 4 years of school, his high school years. You see, he studied from home for all 4 years of high school. And after that, he became pretty unmotivated, basically lazy. He completely lost touch with his school friends and felt like he was drifting away from social life altogether. But on the bright side, it gave him time to focus on the things he truly loved. And as we mentioned, he absolutely loved video games, especially Fortnite. At that point, his dream was to become a YouTuber. A big one. Since he was American, he could have made really good money from YouTube. But there's one thing about YouTube: if you don't know the rules, that can be a big mistake. And that's exactly what happened to him. He used someone else's copyrighted music in his videos, so YouTube stopped paying him. Later, he told his mom about it, crying. And that's when his mom gave him the best advice ever. You sing really well. Make your own songs and post those on YouTube. That moment changed everything. He started recording songs using just his phone apps. David followed the YouTube guidelines carefully, and eventually released his very first song. From his first few releases, he started gaining serious attention, one hit after another. Soon, recording studios were calling him, and the rest became his success story. Today, he even collaborates with the same game he used to love playing, Fortnite, and he even made a song for Spider-Man. He has tons of hit songs now, and millions of listeners around the world. But on September 8, 2025, the body of a teenage girl named Celeste Ribas was found inside a Tesla. That Tesla belonged to David. Here's what happened: the car was parked in the Hollywood Hills, and neighbors had been complaining about a terrible smell coming from it. The smell got so bad that the car was eventually towed and taken to a junkyard where abandoned cars were kept. When they opened it, they found a body in the trunk. The condition of the body was so bad that it was impossible to recognize who it was. It looked like everything had been cut up into small pieces. Some parts were even missing. At first, there was no way to tell who the victim was. While all this was happening and it was being shown on TV, David was away on tour. People started feeling sorry for him, assuming he was innocent, just a guy caught up in something horrible. Meanwhile, David kept performing his shows. But a week later, everything changed. Investigators managed to identify the body, and they noticed something strange. Both David and the victim had the same tattoo on the same finger, only in different colors. His was done in red ink, hers in black. The exact same design. That led police to evidence showing that they actually knew each other in real life. So who was the girl? She was a teenager who had been missing since she was 13. She either ran away or was kidnapped, no one knows for sure, but she had been living in Los Angeles ever since she disappeared in 2024. Her body was found when she was 15, since her birthday was September 7th. The car, and her body, were discovered on September 8, 2025, meaning she had likely been killed at 14. At first, police couldn't even guess she was that young, because her body was in such terrible condition after being there for so long. The hot Los Angeles weather had sped up the decomposition. David was 20 years old at the time, and the girl was 15. When she was taken or ran away, they were 18 and 13. Some people say, that's just a 5-year age difference, not that big of a deal, but they forget one thing: the gap between 13 and 18 is nothing like the gap between 25 and 30 or 20 and 25. It's a huge difference. When they asked the girl's mother what her daughter was doing the last time she saw her, she said her daughter had gone to the movies with her boyfriend, David. What a coincidence, right? The tattoo, and now this, she went to the movies with David right before she disappeared. After people on the internet started their own investigation, they began finding random photos. You can't clearly see the girl's face in them, but you know it's her. I've seen those photos myself, and I'm telling you, it's definitely her. Once those pictures started spreading online, people noticed something else. It looked like someone had tried hard to cover everything up. And it makes sense, a relationship between an 18-year-old celebrity and a minor is definitely not okay, and if you're famous, it's even worse. Soon, online investigators managed to uncover social media messages between David and the girl. In some chats, David asked if she was around or not. They also found that the two had been active together in the same group chat, until the girl's account suddenly disappeared. When her body was later found, more evidence confirmed that it was her account. From all that, people concluded that David had added the girl to his group back in 2022, meaning they'd known each other for quite a while. And now that same girl had been found in his car. Pretty suspicious, right? One of the strangest details is what people saw when they visited her deleted profile. The very first picture showed her wearing a ring, the same ring that appears in other photos, the one on the finger where she had David's name tattooed in red ink. In another photo, you can see her standing behind David, hiding her face, and when you look closely, there's no doubt that the hand you see is hers. Even the rings match. While researching this story, one of the things that really shocked me was a live stream. In it, a girl was talking about how getting involved with minors is wrong. Then suddenly, someone told her to delete the video, and the live stream was cut off right after that. Just watch their reactions, both hers and his. Maybe he didn't want to ruin his reputation. Some people even claim David confessed to the crime through his songs. He often sang about heartbreak and emotional pain. When people asked him, "You've never really had a serious romantic relationship, so why do your songs sound so deep and sad?" he would say something like, "Because I sing about my own story." Now, let's talk a bit about his music. These songs I'm about to mention were released around 2022. One of his most popular songs is Here With Me. In it, he says, "I don't care how long it takes. As long as I'm with you, I've got a smile on my face." It's a huge hit, over 260 million views on YouTube. But if you pay attention to the video, the model in it looks a lot like Celeste. Coincidence? Maybe, or maybe not. Next, we have Romantic Homicide. That song was released on September 7th, 2022, which just happens to be Celeste's birthday. Yeah, you heard that right. And the lyrics? They're dark. "In my head, you died, and I didn't even cry. I can't believe the words I said, but it's true. I hate you." The music video features a black girl with curly hair, again, someone who kind of looks like Celeste, maybe because of the hair. And he released it exactly on her birthday. Coincidence again? Okay, but there's more. His second EP came out on September 8, 2023, one day after Celeste's birthday. In those songs, he talks about putting an end to his partner's life. Then, on September 8, 2023, he released the music video for his song Rehab. It's anime style, and in it, his dark alter ego kills his lover and runs away with his evil side. The weird part? Celeste's body was found dismembered long after that video came out. That's Eerie. And again, the female character in the video looks a lot like Celeste, same curly hair and all. Then, on February 7, 2025, he released One More Dance. In that video, the same evil version of himself is seen placing his good side inside a car trunk after killing her. Now tell me, coincidence or a pre-planned crime? It's hard to say. When someone asked him, "That evil version you show in your videos, is that your real dark side?" he just nodded and said, "Yeah." You know, in almost every video, he casts a girl who looks somewhat like Celeste. If not her exact face, then her hairstyle or her vibe. And that's what's causing so much confusion and suspicion right now. People also discovered there's an unreleased song he never officially put out. I'm not sure how they even found it, maybe someone leaked it from his Discord server or private album. He used to make exclusive songs just for his Discord followers, and some of them were never released anywhere else. According to what people have found, there's an unreleased song called Celeste. Yes, Celeste. In that song, he talks about being deeply fascinated by a girl. Considering everything that happened, her disappearance and how she was found, it's honestly chilling and strange. Another weird thing? The theme of his concerts. His most recent shows were literally funeral themed. I mean, imagine going to a concert and seeing a grave on stage. People described it as not a full-sized adult grave, but a smaller one, as if it were meant for a younger person. There was even a book placed beside it, the same kind used in Christian funeral services. The whole stage setup looked exactly like a burial ceremony. But the question is, why? There were also rumors that David had paid off Celeste's friends so they wouldn't talk about their relationship. And apparently, when Celeste's teacher asked her classmates why she hadn't been coming to school, they said she'd run away with her rapper boyfriend. They even mentioned the two met while playing Fortnite. You can say it's just gossip or made-up drama, but her teacher reportedly said this long before any of the tragic events happened. When David was told that the girl's body had been found in his car, he didn't seem to react at all, he just kept performing his concerts like nothing had happened. Sure, those shows were already paid for, and for an artist, keeping your composure is part of professionalism. But still, the fact that someone he'd supposedly been involved with since 2021 had just been found dead, and he showed no emotion at all, it's unsettling. It's almost like he knew what was coming. Now, I'm not saying David did it. These are just theories. The investigation is still ongoing, and detectives are still trying to find out who really killed the girl. David himself is reportedly cooperating with the authorities. Today, I just told you the story of one girl's death, and the many theories surrounding it. Once the case is officially closed, I'll release part 2 of this video, where everything will be explained in full detail. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. I love you guys, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. For now, goodbye.